So this is what everybody really looks like when they take their mask off after guns, beer, and therapy.
Oh my goodness.
Try to take a shower here, guys. Come on, get out of here. Close your eyes.
Howdy, Hillbilly Nation. How y'all doing tonight? Oh my goodness, I hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful Saturday night. Good to see y'all. My goodness. Always look forward to spending Saturday night with y'all. It's always a lot of fun for me. I hope it's the same for you guys. And we have a great panel back there in the green room. And so let's go ahead and start bringing them out so everybody can say howdy. Anyway, first up, we had in here Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm doing good. How's everybody out there on the side chat tonight?
I hope they're doing wonderful.
Billy?
I'm doing good myself. And let's get this banner going here too. We'll be having a giveaway tonight as usual. Appreciate you being here, Chad.
Appreciate you having me.
Up next, I'm sorry.
Appreciate you having me.
Up next, we have JH586. Jamie, how you doing this evening, buddy?
Better than I deserve. Hope y'all are too. Thanks for having me, man.
Good to have you, buddy. And yeah, I do have pineapples on my shirt.
That's okay. Just don't have pineapple on your pizza.
Yeah, as long as it's not on pizza. Oh, man.
Hey, Art.
All righty. Well, up next, we have Justin Graham, the Bacon Czar of Iowa. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Pretty good, Hillbilly. Thanks for having me on.
Good to have you, buddy. Oh, my goodness. And then up next, we have everybody's favorite Gizzard Gary. How you doing tonight, Gary?
Doing pretty good, man. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Glad to have you here, bud. And up next, we have the Leather Master himself, Mark with a C, Mark Thomas. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Doing great. Thanks for having me. Good to be here. Looking forward to a good evening.
Good to have you, buddy. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Up next, we have Mark with a K. That's Garage Guy 879. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing really well. It's good to see everybody. I hadn't been on in the last couple of weeks. I've really missed it. It's good to see all those familiar names over in the side chat. And as always, this Saturday night, let's have some fun.
Oh, man. Thanks for being here. And we also had Pat in the bunker back there, but he must have stepped out the back door for a minute. And hopefully he'll be back in here. But man, I hope everybody's having a great time. There he is. He got the door back open. Made it back in. There's Pat in the bunker. How you doing tonight, buddy?
Oh, not too bad. Coming in clutch at the last second. Something's awfully glitchy with the base down here in the bunker, so I had to switch to the mobile unit. But other than that, doing pretty good. Just got done eating and spending some time with the kiddos, and yeah, glad to be sitting down now. It's been a long day, so glad to be on with y'all, and yeah, let's have a good time tonight.
You bet you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. And so there's Jesse Wales out there. You actually have like the Elon sat link, right? That's what you use. Oh, we lost him again. So we'll wait and see if Pat makes it back on here in a minute. But that's one thing I was going to say or talk about a little bit this evening. First of all, I want to tell everybody, make sure your hashtags in. It is hashtag HBN98, and that'll get you entered in tonight's drawing. So, anyway, Pat in the bathroom. Oh, man. Yeah. So, there he's with us. How you doing, buddy?
Doing. We'll see how long it lasts.
All right. Hopefully it lasts. Now, you do have the Elon Starlink, right? That's what you use for internet?
Yeah, I think I accidentally pressed the wrong button and exited myself out. So I think that was my big problem. But something's wrong with my computer. It's been glitchy since this morning when I had to get on and do some business with it. So I'm not sure what's going on with it. So
Well, I think that happens to all of us now and then. But no, the reason I was asking about that is Elon had sent some of those Starlinks there to the disaster areas, and that was a really good deal because that is basically nothing else could get out. You know, their cell phones and all that stuff, and so that is a way to keep people communicating for help, and and coordinate the relief deals and people to be able to possibly call family and let them know how they were and stuff. So that was a really, really good deal that he did. I mean, that was.
yeah, the last count that I heard anyway, he had found 500 units. The last that I heard anyway from a couple different sources out that way. So hopefully they all get out there and hopefully everybody can get contacted, hear from their loved ones and everything. I know it's been, about 5 days since it's happened, but, it's devastating what's happened down there. And my thoughts, prayers, and man, my heart goes out to all of them.
Oh, yeah. And I just think it's nice that we actually have something and like it's even, available for civilians like us, because, we know you use it and other people. And so, I was really kind of impressed with the fact that that thing worked when nothing else worked. So, it might be something in my near future, that's something to think about. I mean, really, for me personally, it is. And, when you get a deal like that and something's been proven, when, nothing else was, working. So, yeah, Tim, that's me too, buddy. Yeah, bro, I did hear that. I heard that some other politician kind of took credit for that. That's that didn't have nothing to do with it too. So that
Yeah, there was a report that somebody from FEMA got the crap beat out of them for trying to block stuff, and then I've heard of a report a couple different areas they were trying to form a quick like makeshift militia because they're just coming in and stealing all their stuff, like. And then they're like, well, we know who to give it to. You guys don't. And they're like, well, we have like an immediate need, like right here in our area. What do you, it's like, what do you mean we don't know who to give it to?
Yeah, I've heard stories of that too. And that's sad because like, people brought, donated stuff to certain community areas for those communities. And then I've heard stories of it being taken away and like place is shut down, like, you know, we're in charge of that, you know, not you.
Yeah.
And
Churches too, they're stealing stuff out of the food and stuff that like the local, you know, local area churches and stuff were gathering stuff, and they're just taking it all.
yeah, that's a sad deal. Yeah, I mean, I do know one guy I seen in one of the local news deals. He wasn't a YouTuber or nothing like that. He wasn't doing it for like video content, but he happened to own a helicopter and was looking through stuff. Like there's a deal like people sending out like where they're trapped at and stuff. And he went in, him and his son, found an older couple, and there's no way they could get out. You know, they were at their house. Their house is fine, but they just couldn't get out of there. And so he let the son with the older man, got the woman in, took her back to a drop off point, and was going to go back and get the older man and then his son. And at that point, that some officials said, you got to leave this area. And luckily he had like pictures that there wasn't no fly deal, thing. So like he could fly in there. And anyway, they told him they told him he's gonna have to leave his son, and that older man left up there. And so he's like, I'm going back and getting my son. That he was threatening being arrested and everything. And he picked up the son and had to tell the old man, hey, I'm sorry, they're going to arrest me if I bring you back. And lost somebody there, because somebody, was trying to show some authority, I guess. And that's just sad, man. These are people's lives,
Yeah. I heard that one, and they said that the other rescue people that guy had kind of had moved away, and the other rescue people that were there said, hey, if you bring that guy, we'll keep him back to where he can't get to you, and we'll get a drop zone for you. Just bring the guy. And then as he was flying back with his son, and it's like, well, it's kind of too late now, Yeah. And then like right during that, the guy called it in for a no fly zone.
Mm-hmm. And that was on a local news channel. That wasn't,
And the local people should take care of that guy too. Because that was. Yeah, because he was flying over like tons of people on the way in and out too that were like, hey, come. And it's like, why would you not take advantage of that,
Yeah, I mean, that guy using his own money, his own resources and stuff, and not willing to help, Yeah.
Well, even worse than that, there was a factory not too far across the state line in Tennessee in Unicoi County. And it was a plastics factory. And the employees there, they were 7 people that were killed from the flooding. And they were telling people at the TV station in Bristol that, they weren't allowed to leave. The bosses told them, say, hey, you wait until we tell you to leave. They waited 10 minutes, and by then there was no way out of there. And, I'm not going to say if that's true or not, if they were told that or not, but that's a big mess down there right now. And I believe they're going to have the FBI in on that investigation.
Wow. That's another deal. I'd say, I think I'll be looking for another job. Sorry.
Yeah.
Out of here.
And the plant manager himself got on TV and come up with a statement and said nobody's jobs are threatened or anything like that. And then you had people getting on there being interviewed. The employees are going, why were we even there to begin with, because the flooding had already started when their second shift had come in.
Yeah, that's kind of rough. Yeah, exactly, Pat. And but I did a little research today, and I thought, well, I'll show this on the deal, but then like I don't know what the copyright deal, because these are news articles, but I'm just gonna read it, and everybody's probably seen these about how FEMA says they don't have enough funds to make it through the season. And we've seen Miss Harris on TV saying that every household is going to receive $750. And it's like, wow.
It's Hawaii all over again.
That is,
they were offering
cool.
the same amount of money.
And yeah, that's just not right, when the money that they sent overseas. And I also found on the same article, this is from New York Post, said that they said that one of the reasons they don't have the money or whatever, and this is just, I'm just reading off of a post of a news article here, said and so far this year they spent 150 billion on immigrants, and our people that need it, then that's just crazy. I want to thank Josie Wales out there for giving $3 super sticker. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. And yeah, that's another thing right there, Abby. It's like, a lot of money sent overseas, and I mean, I think a lot of people probably know, but then I don't think a lot of the average people know or understand that it's going to take years, not months, to rebuild some of these bridges and roads, and and it's going to cost a lot of money, and stuff like that. And so hopefully the people that need it got rescued, or there. But I don't know what they're going to do about it. I mean, it just really, it's going to be a situation that's going to go on for a long time. And so anyway, I did search and found a few places, that if somebody wanted to help out or donate, that they seem to be very legit places. And I'm sorry, I clicked that again. So anyway, I thought tonight, since all this is going on and it's fresh on our minds, that we do a little talking about this topic, and then we're going to call out the side chat here in a few minutes. Let me forget, Jamie, after we go through this first topic, we'll call out the side chat, if you don't mind. So I thought right now, since it's like on our minds, there's a few topics. I thought, well, we might be thinking about this, and since they're so like I put in here in this banner, and this is for the side chat and the panel, and we'll go through the panel. How many days or weeks of food and water do you have saved up in your household right now, and not having to go to the store? Something like that happened, and are is very, very many people prepared for something like this. But I thought, not I just thought that we might bring awareness to ourselves and and other people, like something to think about. Yeah, might not be in a hurricane situation, but maybe you might have to deal with tornadoes or fires or earthquakes and stuff like that. And so, um, Gary, we'll just start with you, buddy. And
Well, I don't really have, as far as water goes, no, I don't have anything, any kind of supply saved up. Now, as far as up in the pantry, there's a few bags of beans and rice and stuff like that I could get by with, and uh, a good bit of canned goods and some vegetables that was canned, home canned and stuff like
oh
that. But
yeah,
water's the one thing I don't have right now. Of course, I kind of have limited room to store a lot of stuff like that, being in a small apartment.
mm-hmm.
So,
Now I remember today what was a gallon of water at the supermarket. It was like what 50, 60 cents or something like that.
yeah,
It wasn't expensive, and but even that's gone up some. But it's still not ain't anywhere close to buying bottled water. Your gallons of water, are a much better, you know, price. And so, how about you, Kentucky Rimfire?
I don't have a lot of water put up, but I do know where a natural spring is in the side of the mountain, so I can get water if I need it. And I guess I learned this from my grandmother. I'm a canner, so
Mm-hmm.
I do a lot of canning and preserving. I can deer meat, I can tomatoes, can beans, can corn. So I have a ration of food per se.
Oh yeah, that's good. And a lot of people might not know that. Yeah, you can actually can meat, preserve it, and deer meat and other stuff. And so that's some. Most people think canned goods, just garden vegetables, but there's a lot you can preserve. So good deal. Yeah, and having that spring, that's nice too, because like that's one of the situations we have here. We have a spring, in the mountains, that we could go to if needed to. And then plus, of course your filtration systems, you can pretty much make that, out of a lot of stuff and then boil the water too. So how about you, Jamie?
Food wise, I'd say we've probably got about 5 to 6 days worth, and water about the same. I got about. I'm like you. I buy the gallon jugs and these. I buy these by the case, but they don't last long with a 9-year-old grandbaby. She's always getting the water, but yeah, when deer season gets rolling, we'll have a substantially larger amount of foodstuffs, but that's also going to be dependent on electricity or the weather. I mean, we can if it gets cold enough, which it rarely does here. If it gets cold enough, you can just store frozen meat in your cooler outside, and it'll keep for a while. But yeah, we're all dependent on the grocery stores and the power staying on. That's a given, and uh, that's one of the things I gotta get better at is that particular thing. And guys, what's y'all's opinion on canned foods? Like I know Kentucky Rimfire said he cans a lot of deer meat. How long do you think that's good for, man?
Years.
Forever?
Years.
Yeah, I
Gotta be a
mean,
long
it would.
time.
I know. I mean, minimum of 5 years to 10 years. I mean, that's. I would think that'd be.
I mean, canned deer meat looks disgusting.
Five at least.
It does look disgusting. Same as
It,
canned fish.
yeah, it looks disgusting in a jar, but I promise you, if you've never had canned deer meat, it is the best pot roast you'll ever put in your mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
canned chicken isn't pretty either.
But I was thinking of trying to do that, trying to do some. I really like that Denny Moore beef stew, guys. I do. that
There you
that
go.
would be,
Yeah.
you know, if you'd buy about 5 cans of that every time you went to the grocery store, about a month, you'd be good.
Yeah, and if you have some blackberry fireplace, you'd always warm it up too.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
No doubt about that. Good stuff. Yeah, that canned like fish and deer meat, it don't look very tasting, but it is. It works. So anyway, yeah, we got somebody new here. It's the first time I've seen him. Eastwind Farms. Glad to have you. And so Justin, we'll jump on over to you, buddy.
Well, I got about 200 gallons of water. I got a system, kind of like a homemade Berkey system to purify water if I need to. Just pour it into the top, and it goes through a ceramic type of. I want to say type. It's like a pool filter, but it's ceramic. Goes through that, and then drips down into another bucket. And then food wise, um, that's kind of funny you're talking about this because me and my wife were just talking about yesterday. We got some wood to build a smoker because my biggest problem is just like what Jamie said. Like I lose power. I have a lot of meat. I have like 3 freezers full of meat, but none of it's some of it's smoked, but most of it's not smoked. It's not like salt cured. So I would like really need to um, smoke it or cure it. And we were just actually talking about this the other day of we got the wood. We're going to build a like an offset, big smoker box, and then have like a offset fire pit to feed over to like a tube to it, just to get the smoke to it. And then I was also talking to her about the fact that we really should get some larger supply of salt
Mm-hmm.
because you can salt cure lots of fish and everything else you can to save it too. I mean,
Oh
I'll
yeah.
smoke the fish, but some of the other stuff you can salt it and save it, for a lot longer. But I'm kind of dependent on electricity for the meat right now. But I got probably about 6 months worth of food. But I've
Oh
been
yeah.
preparing for a long time.
Yeah, that's good, buddy. Yeah, it's nice to have other alternative ways to prepare meat. Even if it's something canned or if hunt it or if you have to thaw out a freezer or something. So yeah, good stuff. So how about you, Mark?
I believe it's sitting in there.
Mark Thomas.
All right.
There you
Yeah. Um. How long do you days or whatever you think your household would be good for just food and water and stuff that you have on hand?
We might be good for about a week. We got
A
enough
week.
stuff in the freezer, and we get enough stuff in the pantry, dried. We could get by.
Yeah. So, garage guy, how about you, buddy?
Well, as far as the food goes, I think I got pretty much enough for a month, which I would probably have to go vegetarian. As far as the canned goods, I got things like, the little white potatoes, green beans, and peas, and they last a long time. Uh, there's a older couple that lives about a mile from me, and they do a lot of canning. And every year I go get some green beans with a fat back in them, and I snack on that all winter long. And you talk about
Oh, yeah.
good. It's delicious.
It
As
sure
far
is.
far as bottled water, I might have maybe about 2 weeks. But if I ever need to bathe, I can walk a mile down the road to the river, and I'll just jump in, soak myself up real good, dry off, come on back to the house.
Yeah.
But as far as meat itself, I need to look more into that, and also need to look into investing in a good generator.
Oh, yeah. Those are really handy to have, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ozzy says canned chicken is good to add to black beans and rice. You betcha.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Pat, how about you, buddy?
Well, hopefully the popping is gone, or is it still there?
Still there.
Okay.
Whoops, sorry, I hit the wrong button. Sorry about that, Mark. So
That's all right.
So try it again there, Pat. Or go ahead and do what we can hear you. So
Okay, am I still popping the needle?
yeah, a little bit, but yeah, go ahead and answer what you got. And
We're just gonna do this if you guys can hear me just fine. Is that better? Okay. Something's going. Electronics, they're great when they work. Anyway, now I probably got 9 months worth of freezer food. I've got two great big industrial size deep freezes. I've got dehydrated food, Mountain House, and assorted other dried foods that I get, and then canned food, stuff like that. And I've got, just like what Justin was saying, I've got those little those pen straws, and then I've got those great big uh, Sawyer water filtration systems on backpacks, and for industrial size, like to do like 55-gallon drums and stuff like that. And I've tested them all; they seem to work pretty good. Actually had some of that stuff sent off to labs just to see what the water quality and everything up here. FlowServe is fairly close to me, so, and they're fairly cheap to have that stuff checked. So the water filtration systems and stuff that I have set in place work pretty good. But yeah, other than that, I've got underground. I've got some storage of fuel and stuff, and I'm pretty lucky because the way I'm set up, I'm a farmer, I'm a rancher. I've got backup fuel and stuff like that stored in different places where people aren't going to be able to find it and everything. So I'm pretty lucky there, especially with the generator setups and stuff that I have to have for my cattle and stuff, and extra stuff for wells and stuff like that. So if I had to put a rough estimate on it right now, if I could run everything, keep everything froze, and be good that way, I would probably have to say I'd probably be good anywhere 8 to 9 months.
oh, nice.
So, but like I said, I'm pretty lucky with the situation I'm in. We get an ice storm or something like that. I've got extra fuel and everything. If everything really goes to HE double hockey stick, then it's just going to be houses and stuff like that. So, but yeah, no, not bad. So I don't sweat too much when stuff like that happens.
Good deal. Well,
Hey, Hillbilly.
yeah.
While he was talking, I went in on his mic settings and turned off. There's an option that says reduce mic background noise. I noticed when I toggled that off, his popping went away.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not sure why that was causing him issues, but I think it was StreamYard doing it, believe it or not. So
Okay, well,
it's not popping anymore.
No?
Right, but I have no Bluetooth or anything on right now. You guys are just going straight through the phone.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and
So,
try your Bluetooth and see if
I'll try it again. I'll try it again. Go ahead.
Yeah, try to talk, see if you're good.
Let me put it back up here. Try that. How's that, fellas?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't ever messed with the settings on StreamYard. I've always had all those cancellations and everything on, so I don't know what changed there. But yeah, that's way better.
It's
Because I was hearing that.
possible one of the stream admins did it because you had noise in the background that was coming through your mic or something. But I don't know why that would cause your mic to pop. But never saw that before.
Huh. Okay, well, thank you, Gary. I appreciate that.
I thought I'd give it a try and see if it helped. Then
yeah, it's even better on my end because I was always hearing just a little click. It wasn't a pop. It was just this tiny little chirp. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Awesome. Oh man. So for me, growing up in the hills here, especially wintertime, there's always a chance, we get a nice big heavy snow. We might be without electricity, anywhere from days to a couple weeks, anymore. They do such a good job of clearing the highline wires, the trees and stuff. And it's not as bad as what it used to be, but growing up, it's nothing for us to be without electricity for 2 or 3 weeks. So I've kind of grew up with that, so that's why, we always have, wood stove heat, backup propane, just all that stuff. And it's something that I just kind of grew up with the canning and the canned goods. And when you guys do which I'm sure everybody knows this, but when you do put up, like, you'll buy some more green beans, make sure you rotate all that stuff, so you don't get low and like, oh man, this thing expired 2 years ago. And make sure you have mechanical can openers, because that's something, electric can opener might not be working, in that situations. And we're really fortunate here that our water company here, of course we have a tower and stuff, but we did get the money to put a backup big 3-cylinder propane generator. And so the water's not wouldn't be quite an issue like it was in the past. Because if our water tower is low and the pump didn't kick on to fill it back up at that moment and we lost electricity, then we had to conserve water. But once we got that generator there, it made a lot of difference. And unless the underground water is contaminated, we're in pretty good shape. But we do still go ahead and save. We buy gallon water, and just different stuff, and bottled water. Canned goods, everybody said so much really good here. Another thing is, actually make sure we have canned tuna, canned chicken, Spam, rice, a lot of that stuff that just lasts last a long time too. And we have a tote in our laundry room just so no bugs can get in it, one of those that snap tight. And in there we have beans and rice and stuff like that in one. And the other we have bags of flour and sugar and everything. So when we go to the store and get another bag of flour or sugar because one we got's running low, we rotate those in that bin, scoot them forward, put the new ones in the back, grab the ones out front, and that way we always have plenty of flour and sugar too. And so white rice, yeah. Yeah, that's a good deal. And of course we do vacuum seal stuff too, but yeah, MREs another great deal. Of course, and something I have been meaning to do for a long time, I just have not actually done it, is the dehydrated food buckets, you can get that's got the mills, in it. And also when you store stuff, guys, don't forget to store some canned peaches and pears, stuff like that, because you're going to want, a little bit of a sweet tooth, every now and then. So make sure you got some of that too.
Yep, jellies and jams and all different kinds of stuff. Have a whole gambit, because you don't want to be stuck eating the same thing over and over.
Yeah. And if I'm not, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but it seems like I've heard that jelly really don't go bad. You can just, if you got a little mold on the top of it, you can go ahead and spoon that off. And,
well, if it's canned correctly, it shouldn't really do that.
Yeah.
Honey.
I mean, like a jar you got opened up in the fridge, and stuff. That right there is good stuff, Pat. Those Idaho instant potatoes.
Yeah, honey never goes bad.
Michael Dunn gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that.
I'll tell you another thing that kind of goes overlooked is a root cellar. If you have a root cellar, can be highly taken advantage of. A lot of people don't think about or use it. And if you don't have one but have a property, you could easily build your own root cellar, just digging a hole deep enough, putting a can in the ground with a lid, and put like a plug in there to keep like a styrofoam plug in there just to keep it, because the ground, man, it'll keep your stuff pretty cool. And one other thing I know everybody prep talks about, and you get a lot of rice and beans and stuff like that, but you have to for sure remember, rice and beans are awesome because they pretty much last forever. But water. It takes water to do rice and to do beans, and don't forget about that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, that's definitely a great deal, and to make sure, and that's why I think water, if we can rotate the water, and not only that, potable water. If you need to flush your stools or whatever, you can catch that off in rain barrels, stuff like that too. So anyway, so let's call Jamie, if you don't mind, let's call out the side chat, and anybody, what should we put down for them to type in?
MRE.
MRE?
Seems fitting.
You betcha.
There we go.
We got MRE out there. MRE, sorry.
Yeah, they were talking about honey goes bad because it gels up. All you got to do is heat it up a little bit, and it's right back to that good old liquid sweet stuff you know and love.
Yep.
So
It definitely doesn't go bad.
it definitely does not. So we got, let's see. Mr. Bob said prep. I think he was recommending prep is a good one. We should have went with that. Garage Guy 879 is on the panel and in the side chat. So is Justin Grimm. Michael Dunn, Gizzard Gary is on the panel in the side chat. Jacob S is out there. Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies is on the panel in the side chat. Alaska One Andy's out there. GGW Outdoors is out there. Ozzy Osborne, Dale Pogue, Fluffy, 10 millimeter Jeep Guy, Ron 2A Matters. It's that one, right? It's always that one. Fuku YT, Go Boom, Pat in the Bunkers on the panel, 3 Jeep Discovery, Mr. Bob, My Rifles, Everything. Tim S, Moondog, what's going on, brother? Dwayne 7834, Artac and Daughters, Jacob S, Hasbro, Abigail Finnegan's out there, and I think that's all.
Awesome, man. Good to have everybody here, man.
Yeah, to go along with the honey, I watched these different episodes. My wife loves to watch these ancient Egypt stuff, you know. They found some honey that was all crystallized from that time period and actually brought it back and tasted it. So that's pretty much proof to me that it doesn't go bad.
Well, did you see the deal? I don't know where I even remember seeing that, but it wasn't that long ago about some ancient mummy they'd found or whatever that literally had cheese, like a block of cheese buried with him. Maybe like some grilled cheese, you know. I don't know, but cheese is another thing that'll last quite a while too, you know.
Well, who's got the best cheese? Your mummy.
Oh man.
So, I can tell you another food. My wife for about 2 months, and she started down the sourdough. She got the sourdough kick, and then you got the starter, and then you make bread, or it gives you just like so much a day you got to use, then you keep so much.
Yeah.
And I had sourdough waffles for like 2 months, and it's just like I've had enough sourdough bread. let's cut it. I mean, I love bread. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, man, I can only take so many waffles. But it's like the gift that keeps on giving, though, because man, it's just like every day you feed it a little more, and it produces, and you're just like,
yeah, and that's about a full day process right there when you go to do some of it for dinner and.
But I mean, you could see why they did it. If you don't have a store or you don't have access to get the stuff, man, it just goes on forever as long as you just feed it every day, and then it does its deal, and you get your little portion. You can bake a bread or do whatever you want with it. And I mean, it was great, but after about 2 months, I'm like, no, I'm kind of waffled out here, pancaked out.
Well, let me ask this: peanut butter does not have to be refrigerated. Does anybody have any idea how long peanut butter might last?
You can get some from World War II and still eat it.
Yeah, I think
it'll be really oily at the top. Actually, you could make a candle out of it if you wanted to, but as long as you just spin it back together, it really doesn't go. I mean, some nut stuff can get rancid, but just a little bit into your mouth and kind of on the end of your tongue and taste it, and if it's rancid, it'll tell you quick. But peanut butter doesn't really go bad that I've ever seen.
Well, if you think about some of the stuff that they use during some of the wars and stuff like that. That is the reason why a lot of times they carried that stuff is because of the shelf life on it, so, and I mean, if somebody might correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's why Spam was invented, was for the Army. I think they had a contract or something about needing meat that would last, and
Yeah, they needed canned meat and a lot of it.
mhm.
Isn't Spam's main competitor called Treat? Treet?
Yep.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm still mad at McDonald's because if you go to Hawaii, that you can get a Spam breakfast sandwich out there. I would love to have one of those here.
Oh man. And I tell you what, we started buying, instead of like the cans of Spam, we started buying the individual packets,
The
and
singles.
just got a nice thick slice of it. And
Yep.
because there's some evenings like I kind of just crave a fried Spam and cheese sandwich, and my wife don't feel like that. So, it's nice not to have to cut open a, actual can of Spam. And so, but yeah, I mean, that's, that's another good one.
They started making Spam in 1937, and it was very
37?
popular during World War II.
Yeah.
Something nobody's mentioned yet as far as prepping, or you get
Okay, hang on a second, Mark, because that's our next topic. I was waiting for everybody to get done here. Oh, Michael Dunn, you never had Spam, brother? Get you a packet of Spam, throw that thing in the skillet, brown it on both sides. Oh man!
I can tell you another thing. We do a lot of corned beef hash in a can.
Yeah.
Fry it up really, really crispy. Well, one time my wife wanted it, but she didn't want to leave to go get it. So she had the potatoes. So she just sliced up Spam into little chunks and fried it in with the potatoes, and we had Spam hash. It was so good.
Oh yeah.
I bet it was. Yeah.
So let's get to the next topic because that was, and we'll just let you start, Grudge Guy. So another one, and anyway, anybody that wants to can jump in on this because everybody might not have an opinion or whatever, but looking for something that like, what would you suggest like for a disaster or situation or whatever that other people might not be thinking of? We think of, okay, yeah, we need some canned goods, we need water, and this and that. But what is something that you like had to have thought about or something was like, oh yeah, this is something I would, need or something that most people might not think of till it's too late. So go ahead, Garage Guy.
Chickens. As far as laying eggs, right there, my gosh, you can live off eggs, no problem. And if the hens don't lay and the roosters don't produce, there you go. Just chop off the head, fix them, pluck the feathers off, and have you some fried chicken, if they don't do what you need them to do. You can't go wrong with chickens. A lot of preppers use that.
Yep, chickens are a great way. They're not very expensive and all that. Michael Dunn threw a first aid kit in there for somebody might not think of. So, yeah, that's two good things right there already. We got live chickens and a first aid kit.
Well, if you get some mean chickens, you're going to need a first aid kit.
And like Moondog, he says spices, you're going to need to spice up that chicken a little bit, maybe.
That's a good one.
Powdered milk, another good one.
So, I ain't going to go grab it.
I personally myself have some containers of cotton balls soaked in Vaseline, and I have matches put away in watertight containers, because you can take a match and a cotton ball soaked in Vaseline and start a fire like that.
Yeah, or you could just go visit our good buddies over at Blackbird Fire, and these will last forever, and they work so good. Yeah,
Yes, they do.
that's one of the reasons why he's been on the show before, Kai, and such great people. Him and his brother invented this, and that is one of the reasons they did, because they were using that type of stuff while camping, and like it might be raining or whatever, and they thought there's got to be something better out there, and so yeah, good stuff though. Yeah, if you don't have the Blackbeard, then definitely that is a great deal to have.
Dryer lint too.
Yep.
Yep.
I was just gonna say that I saved my dryer lint and I put it in toilet paper tubes.
What an idea!
Because you're gonna throw both of them away. Just keep stuffing it into the tube, throw it in a little box. I gotta keep a little box down in my basement, but
Dude, you got way too much time on your hands. Not really. I wish I had that kind of time.
Hasbro come up to go. They said you definitely need earplugs, so because everybody's gonna be whining about eating rice and beans every day.
I even have a small pile of dryer lint that I vacuum sealed. I vacuum seal in little squares, and I'll put them in there, and I vacuum seal it over, and I cut them, and I have some of those in my emergency pack, just because. I mean, why not?
Check this out. Do I have to make a spark?
Yes, you do.
You don't have
Well,
to.
we got to see it, Jamie.
Yeah, don't get too close to the beard.
Yeah. Just don't do it behind you, or that flag's gonna light up.
Check that. Check that.
Wow. Nice.
That is beautiful.
I agree with Dale Pogue. I thought we might be talking about two different types of alcohol, but both of them are good to have.
Look, guys, I know you're going to have bartering. You're not going to be able to have everything, so you need some barter in stock. And drinking alcohol would be a good one. You can get whatever you need with.
Kyle's got a good one out there too. Kansas Zippo fuel lasts a long time too.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, Jamie, back earlier in the year on a foreign and domestic, we was talking about bartering, and I brought up tobacco. A lot of people would do a lot of trading for some kind of tobacco product, even if it was homemade.
Yep.
Oh yeah. I know I definitely would if I was out.
Yeah, you can trade alcohol and ammunition for anything.
Yeah.
You can make both. You will never be without something to eat.
Right.
Yeah.
And
One thing I'll throw in there. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, guys.
James General Store. Alcohol and ammo.
Another product that's really cheap and easy to find right now that I think it lasts a long time would be peroxide to go with the rubbing alcohol, because if you hit some rough times, you're going to get scratched up or whatever doing what you need to do, and you don't want to get an infection. So peroxide, rubbing alcohol, and some clean bandages, gauze bandages, that kind of thing, first aid. Keep stocked up on that.
Oh, yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, another thing that a person might want to think, especially if water is in tight supply, and something that keeps pretty good as long as you don't break the seal or anything on it, is dude wipes or baby wipes, just to get yourself cleaned up, so you're not using a bunch of water. If you're not completely filthy or anything like that, just just a quick wipe down shower kind of thing, and be able to conserve on water a little bit. Um, I know I've done that in the past camping, where we didn't have a lot of water or anything, kind of an off the grid thing. But
What was that movie, The Book of Eli? Denzel Washington.
Yeah.
yep,
Yeah.
yep.
That was the thing. They all wanted moist towelettes from Kentucky Fried
Hmm.
specific reason. And what I thought was really cool about that movie is he had the Bible memorized. I'm like,
Yeah.
dude, I wish I had that kind of. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Another thing might be some ladies' perfume. Might be able to do some bargaining with that too.
I'll tell you another thing is bleach. I mean, other than like the
Yeah.
scented stuff, which nobody here would probably want or use, bleach is bleach. It doesn't matter if you buy it at the dollar store or if you buy it at Walmart or if you get Clorox. Bleach is a regulated item, so it all has to be the same. So people that buy the expensive Clorox compared to buying a cheap bleach, bleach is pretty much bleach. Another thing to think about too is maybe even some like Lysol, because that was a major thing that was brought out and used during like World War II and stuff, especially like over in Pacific areas for like keeping things clean. You don't get like dysentery and other different stuff by being able to keep your place a little bit cleaner too.
Well, I see Mr. Bob. He's watched a lot of MASH shows like I did. He says nylons and chocolate are good to
Okay,
burn.
He's picking up
I know
clinger.
it. I know exactly where he's going with that. That's on that movie. What is it, Doctor Strangelove? And he goes, "Let's see. Let's check the deal. One, 2 boxes of chocolate. 2 nylons. 3 $50. Well, hell, a guy could go to Las Vegas and have the time of his life." I get this goes something like that, but it was Slim Pickens who said it, and it was absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. Well, when you watch those shows like MASH, they're always trading for ladies' nylons and stuff. And
Well, if there's any Marines out there, you got to get some crayons, because not only do you have some food, but you also have something that you can use as a candle. They do light on fire, so you got a twofer out of that one.
Fellas,
Oh,
I'm going to
man.
check out for the night. Thanks. Been great to be here. Good night.
All right,
Good night.
Mark. Appreciate you being on, buddy.
Have a good one, Mark.
Have a good
Night.
one. Oh, man.
We
Nice,
actually,
bro.
Y'all ready for an update? Arkansas 19, Tennessee 14.
Oh, wow.
1 minute 17 seconds left.
Dang.
Oh, wow.
Go Hogs.
we actually have a store here in Eastern Kentucky called Aftershock Preparedness, and it's a prepper's dream. I mean, they have anything you can think of freeze dried. They have chili, they have soups, they have anything you can think of that you can go in there and buy it.
Amazing.
Abby says her uncle says blue crayon tastes like blue raspberry.
I'll mention something that I haven't bought. It's definitely on my list of want items, and it's all over like TikTok and everywhere else. But I want that little hand crank radio that it's got a flashlight on it. You could hand charge some stuff with it.
Yeah,
And
it's so
I
cool.
definitely want to get one of those, because information, any kind of information you can gain during an outage. I mean, I have a little portable weather radio type deal, but I want something that can like pick up the AM FM type, but something that I can crank.
You
Yeah,
don't.
we have a
I
couple
have
of
one.
those.
Oh, they're no good?
They're no good.
Ah, dang.
I've listened. We've charged your phones on mine and on the one we got, and listened to the radio and everything.
Well, obviously yours is a lot better than mine because all I did was work up a good bicep right there for nothing.
Okay, Pat's got
Look
one
at
there.
Pat in the bunker. Yeah, yours is a lot different than mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get one of those because any kind of information you can gain is a plus.
Well, another thing,
Yeah.
and it's really not that expensive, is you can get these. They're not like a generator. They're like a battery pack, and they do have like a light on them. You can plug 12 volt in them, AC or DC, and then like the one that we have, it also comes with a fold out solar panel. So you can literally just like prop that up in a window or whatever. And, you can, I've literally ran my laptop on it. It ran a laptop for, I think I tested it one day for like, I put the laptop and our internet on it, the internet deal. And I think I ran 6 hours off of it before it went dead. And so, I mean, that's quite a bit, and it wasn't real pricey. I mean, and I know there's some out there that are, but yeah, battery banks, yeah. And then also, yeah, it's another deal, just regular batteries.
Mm-hmm. I'll do a quick pitch on this one because I've had this one for about 10 years now. This one runs off of, I'm not sponsored by them or anything. I've just had it for a long time and it's worked really good. It's got the weather radio, AM, FM. It's got a solar panel on the back. It's got the double A's, and then it's got the onboard battery pack that you crank. So you've got the option between battery powered or the actual crank batteries in the back on it. And then it's got a plug here in the side with the jack that comes with it so you can charge your cell phone on it and everything. And then it's got the flashlight and yeah, I've had it for over 10 years now, and it's a CC Solar Observer. And if you guys are looking for a good one that's going to pull in the stations and everything and do exactly what it's supposed to do, this is one of the ones to get right here.
Awesome.
I've lived, so yeah,
Thanks for doing that, Pat.
it's a good, yeah, it's a good piece of kit. It really is. It really is.
And while we've been sitting here, I've been thinking, and also some other things that people might not be thinking of is just propane, either, the 10-pound, the 20-pound bottles, the little canisters that run the cook stoves, gasoline. I try to keep all of our vehicles full. And like, my Suburban, it holds 40 gallon. So, that would run I could siphon out of there and run a generator for quite a long time, just on what's in the Suburban. And then plus we always keep gasoline, 5-gallon, jugs and 1-gallon jugs anyhow. We try to keep those rotated all the time anyhow. And another one, guys, people right now in these disaster zones, they're having this trouble right now. Cash. They might have money on their bank card, but unless the store has electricity and internet, they cannot run your bank card. And so there's people that might have a lot, plenty of money in the bank, and it's no good to them. I mean, absolutely no good on those situations. So, cash is another thing, to keep. Yeah, and don't forget about the propane accessories, Abby says.
Well, that's something
So-
you mentioned that right there, Mike, because several stores here where I live had signs up saying cash only.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And if you're worried about it, for not very much money, you can get you just a little a little safe that's fireproof, whatever. And then they make bags like kind of look like the old bank bags, but they got Velcro on them. They're fireproof, so like you can put some cash in those, stick them in that little safe, lock them, somewhere, screwed to a wall or something in the house. If you're worried about that part, but yeah, I mean, geez, just a few $100 would go a long ways in that type of situation, and. But guys, don't forget we will be doing a giveaway here in just about 5 minutes. So make sure you're hashtag in HBN98, and we'll be giving away the skinny blue knife tonight. So make sure you get your hashtags in. And what else? Anybody got anything else? Think of anything else that people might not be thinking of?
Skinny blue.
We got rock salt and silver. Yeah, you can also, that's right, Tommy Boy. You can get the adapter, go from a 20-pound cylinder to fill the small ones. And I have that actually on our big propane tank. I can fill the 20-pound bottles too. So all you need is a scale, you really don't even have to have a scale if you know how to do it. But
Well, I have a gas well at my house, and I get free gas. It's not even metered, so
wow,
all I have to have is a generator that runs on natural gas.
nice.
Lucky dog. But anyway, fellas, I'm gonna have to cut out. I've got to going on a cattle drive tomorrow, and I've got a big day ahead of me tomorrow. So this is about as long as I can go. I need to go get laid down and get some sleep. I got an early day ahead of me and a even longer day tomorrow. So thanks for having me on, y'all. I appreciate it. A lot of good stuff. A lot of good tips and everything. Just to be prepared. Just think about it. I mean, it doesn't hurt to be prepared. People might call you a prepper or whatever. It's like, no, I'm just thinking ahead. Just thinking of the future. So
Yeah. It's always better to be prepared and not need it than not be prepared and need it. And
yep, exactly.
Yeah, take you an extra steering wheel with you tomorrow. Them cattle are hard to drive, buddy.
Yeah, especially when you're trying to get the steering wheel connected up onto them. It doesn't work all that great. Sometimes you really got to ride them about a mile before they'll slow down enough where you can get the spline set in, especially on the horns. The horns always work, but other than that, So anyway, night, y'all. Have a good one.
Not Pat.
And Kyle come up with a nice little list here: bar soap, toothbrush, stink sticks, dry socks, fishing pole, and a sharp knife. Yeah, those are all good things to have.
Yeah, especially the socks.
Oh yeah,
socks are important.
Yes, sir, they are.
Unless you wear Crocs.
You're in trouble, buddy. You're so in trouble. Okay, if I may have a second.
Yeah.
Big day in the Southeast Conference today. Georgia beats Auburn. Vanderbilt beats Alabama. They are no longer undefeated. Arkansas beats Tennessee. They are no longer undefeated.
Wow.
So the Southeast Conference gets turned completely upside down today.
Jamie, did you see how bad Missouri got beat? They were a top 10 team.
Okay, they were number 9.
Yeah.
I keep thinking and telling folks that a lot of these teams ain't they're not. They're undefeated because they've not played any quality competition, and it's showing. And what was seen in Nashville today, the Alabama Crimson Tide losing, Vanderbilt has never beat a top 5 team. So they tore the goalpost down and they hauled it through the streets of downtown. There's a mob going downtown carrying the goalpost from the stadium. Man, what's going to happen next? And there's a lot of football left, guys. I mean, Georgia still got to go play Florida and Texas. And Texas right now, if I'm not mistaken, maybe Gary can help me, but I think Texas is the only undefeated team in the Southeast Conference at the moment.
Well, I'd have to look, to tell you the truth.
Welcome back, Rachel. Good to see you out there.
Texas A&M put one on Missouri, and I knew Texas A&M was supposed to be good. I thought Missouri was going to be building on where they ended last season, and that they got manhandled today.
Yeah, Texas is the only undefeated team overall. Yes,
in the Southeast Conference.
Correct.
As far as I know, and Ohio State may be, get this, Ohio State and is it Indiana, the Hoosiers, may be the only other 2 undefeated teams.
I think isn't Penn State undefeated?
Yes, so is Oregon also.
Yeah.
BYU, Iowa State. There's quite a few.
Miami is undefeated.
Wow.
Yeah, luckily, did you see that game last Friday? I had to listen to it on the radio, but I saw the replay a few days later.
Yeah.
Well, everybody, make sure you get your hashtag in. If you're new here, in the chat, just type in hashtag HBN. That stands for Hillbilly Nation. So hashtag HBN98, and we're going to do the drawing. Tonight we're going to be giving away the skinny blue knife. So anyway, let me get that pulled up here. There we go. So we have 25 entries so far. So I'll give you guys just another quick second here. And
there's 3-4 more.
All right. Why ain't this thing jumping up? Oh, there it goes.
Oh, there's Tim S.
All right. I think some of those might have been repeats because it didn't match.
Yeah.
So anyway, would somebody on the panel like to give me a countdown and we'll give this thing a spin?
I will. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go.
All right. Pat in the bunker, and he's not here.
Bummer, dude.
Well, we'll have to razz Pat about that next week. So since Pat left, you do have to be present to win. and we'll give him just 1 second here, just in case he's still on the chat. But like he said, he had to go get some new tires for his cattle drive. So
Didn't Pat already win one of the blue knives, but his wife took it away from him?
I think so. I'm not for sure. All right. Well, don't look like Pat's here, so we'll give this thing another spin. Justin Graham.
There you go.
Congratulations, Justin.
I am going to donate my Guinea blue knife, because I already have one, to Kentucky Rimfire, because I know he doesn't have a blue one.
I was going to do the same thing. Good
Awesome.
call, Justin.
Appreciate that.
Not a problem.
Well, that's really nice of you, buddy. All right. So, write your name down here, bud. And yeah, just email me your address that you want this sent to, and I'll get her mailed out to you, brother.
We'll do it.
I do need to know, though, have you cut yourself with the other knife yet?
Have I cut myself with the other knife?
Yeah.
Mine's not as sharp as what you guys claimed. I'm going to have to work on mine just a little bit.
Uh-oh.
I was afraid I was going to get made fun of the other day when I posted that video of a mail call. I was kind of struggling getting it cut open.
Yeah, I seen that, and I was like, man, what's that boy been doing? Chopping wood with that?
Yours must have been built on a Monday or a Friday then, because, man, I got a black one and a blue one, and it's razor.
Well, he won the pink one, so maybe they didn't sharpen those as much.
Let's see how sharp it is.
A lot of congratulations out there.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna bid y'all good night. Myself, I got church in the morning, and I got Sunday school, but we're probably leaving after Sunday school and going to my sister's church tomorrow. Where I don't know if I told y'all, but my pastor resigned, and he didn't resign, he retired. He's been our pastor for 27 years.
Wow.
So our church has a committee searching for a new pastor. So look at all y'all telling me good night. Y'all so sweet. Y'all humble me to death. Tell y'all what. All right.
Well, Jamie?
Connection Friday nights at 8 o'clock. Check us out. We'll hope you'll join us.
All right. Make sure you guys go over and check out JH586 and subscribe if you're not already, and Georgia Tuning Connection. And always a lot of fun, no doubt about that. Appreciate you being on here tonight, Jamie.
Well, thank you. Good night, guys.
Always a pleasure.
Good night.
Good night, buddy.
Good night.
Oh my goodness. So we have always tried to pick something a little funner, or why, especially since we was kind of talking about disasters and everything. So try to pick some hopefully everybody have a little more fun with now, finish up the show with, and hopefully everybody will have something to say about this. So if yourself personally, when you was 10 years old, what's a couple things that you really, really wanted bad, but you just did not get it? And then maybe, you was able to get it later on in life or whatever, but, around the 10-year-old mark, somewhere in there, don't have to be exactly 10, but, was it that certain bicycle or, record player or, boombox or, a video game or, whatever. And so I thought we'd have a little fun at this. See, Gary, you didn't say much last time. We'll start up with you, buddy.
Well, I've been trying to think. Because usually if there was any... Now, I was kind of conditioned when I was a little kid. I knew that, well, for one thing, I grew up in a family where you just didn't point at every little thing you thought you might want, because we didn't have that kind of money or anything like that. But if there was any one big thing you wanted, if you just hinted enough times, it would generally show up around Christmas time. So you learn to concentrate on one particular thing you wanted and drop a hint or two, and you'd probably get it. But I can't really think of anything like that because I was pretty content as a child. So I'm gonna have to call pass on this one. I can't think of anything besides growing a few inches. I kept waiting for that growth spurt that never came.
Oh man. Oh man, yeah, we got Radio Flyer out there on the side chat and cool BMX bike. Heck yeah, Crossman BB gun 760. All right, Kentucky Rimfire. How about you, buddy? Was there anything that you thought, man, I'd really like to have that, or actually a couple things if you want to name a few of them, but just didn't quite get it.
Well,
or maybe you just got the generic version, instead or whatever.
I got them later in life, but growing up, I was into radio controlled cars, and I always got the Walmart version, and my friends always had what I call a hobby grade.
Yeah.
The hobby grade, when it breaks, you can buy parts and fix it, but a Walmart version, when it breaks, you throw it in the garbage and go buy a new one. But later on in life, I got into RC heavy with my son, and we raced RC cars all over carpet tracks. We flew RC airplanes. Pretty much anything RC, we've been involved with it. So I didn't get it till later in life, but that's something I wanted when I was a young boy. And then also, when I was 10 years old, I wanted both those casts removed off my arm because I broke both arms when I was 10 years old.
Oh, man. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, and on your channel, some of your early videos, yes, a lot of the RCA are those planes and all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. I watched some of those. We got Stretch Armstrong out there. Stretch him to China. Oh man. So how about you, Justin?
I can actually tell you what I wanted when I was a little kid. I still remember. I still remember seeing it. In almost all the I don't know if you remember the old shotgun newses that used to come out. They would have this deal in the back of it that advertised a full auto BB gun, and I always wanted that dang full auto. And who knows if it would have even worked, but I remember I always wanted a, because we did a lot of BB and pellet guns. I lived kind of next to this big high bridge that went over a railroad track, so we'd shoot pigeon and dove and all kinds of stuff underneath there, but I always wanted a full auto BB gun, and I'm an adult and I could buy one, but I still don't even own one, but I always thought that thing would have been cool to have.
That would be.
Yeah, because
I wonder if back in the day if they actually worked very
That's
good.
what I'm saying. It's like, who knows
Yeah.
if this damn thing would have even worked? But we played a lot of, war and army, and I mean, every little, back and forth you can think of to shoot back, to play war back in the game. I've pretty much fought everything you can think of when you're a kid.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh man. So how about you, Garage Guy?
Well, when I turned 10 years old, it was 1973. And what I wanted back in, I didn't know what I would do with her, but I wanted Raquel Welch. I mean, I had the biggest crush on her, and that's just how it was, But there was this bicycle, and it was kind of like a buzz bike, but instead of handlebars, it had a stern wheel on it.
Yeah.
And on the crossbar, it had like a gear shift, but it wasn't a gear shift. It was a brake.
Yeah.
And it had the sissy bar on the back and the
Dude,
banana
was it
stick.
chopper looking? Yeah.
Kind of like,
Yeah, I had a kid I went to school with that had one of those. That was the coolest bike ever.
Yeah, and man, I thought that was the greatest thing ever. There was a Western Auto in the neighboring town that had one sitting in the front window, and every time we'd go to town, I'd have my face up against glass like that, going, I want it, I want it, I want it. Never got it. And to this day, I have never seen one since then. I don't remember who made it, but that stern wheel, that gear shift lever, that sissy bar,
Oh yeah.
man, I thought I would be king of the world if I had that.
Oh yeah. I still remember the kid's name that had one. I mean, it's like he was envy of all the other, boys. It's like, dang, man, you got steering wheel and the brake, and yeah,
Yeah.
that was so cool looking. And oh my goodness, yeah. Bama Dad said always wanted Farrah Fawcett to jump out of the poster. We got a Remington 410 out there. Ozzy says, I was 10 back in caveman days. I wanted a new spare. Oh, man. Michael always wanted a big wheel. I did have the generic big wheel. We got that, but I had to share it with my brother though.
Man, we broke so many big wheels jumping them. Because like I said, I lived next to this big viaduct, went over the train tracks, and it had, the two big earthen hills that go down. So sledding in the wintertime, running big wheels down in the summertime, building a ramp like partway down, and it's crazy.
Oh yeah. It looks like Dwayne has one of those bicycles. Dang, man, that thing's probably worth a lot of money right now if you still have one of those. Yeah, big wheels are a lot of fun. Now, see, for me, there's always like that BMX bicycle and then that stern wheel bicycle. I cannot believe that you came up with that, Garage Guy, because that was exactly one of mine that I wanted was that stern wheel bicycle. And then a little later on in life, the BMX, but didn't get still getting a BMX. I got used to Huffy. So I mean, but doggone it, there's no one I had. I was trying to think of. Oh, talking about those magazines in the back of the magazine, like you was talking about, Justin.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that had a monkey. You could buy a monkey. I wanted a monkey so bad I could just taste it. I mean, it's like, I told her, I want that monkey. They're like, you ain't getting no dang monkey, You can't clean up after yourself. Well, I'm take care of a monkey.
Well, you know,
And
you're talking about that bicycle with the steering wheel. I don't remember those, but I remember the bicycle we had growing up that was cool at the time is it had the big chopper handles, and it was a 3-speed. It had the shifter in the middle, and then it had the big long blue banana seat, and then it had the racing slick, the flat racing slick on the back. And I can't remember who built that bike. I don't know if it was a Schwinn or I think it was a Schwinn, but that was our kick-ass bike for back in the day. But I don't remember a steering wheel one.
yeah, somebody look up. Boomstick says it's the Slim Stingray, maybe. And
Well,
we'll show
I
a
ended up.
picture.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'd say, can you find a picture of it? If you find a picture of it, share it, and I'll bring it up for everybody to see it. G Web says everybody wants a monkey, and Ozzy says sea monkeys. Oh, there. Let me click on that link. See see if this is it. Oh yeah, this is it. All right. So this was a cool. Ah, man, what happened? Oh, it's got a dang ad on it. Okay, this was a cool bicycle. This is the one that me and Mark was talking about. And I believe my buddy's is a different color. I want to say it was red. But there you go. That was it.
Yeah, see, we had a blue bike like that, but it had big ape hanger bars on it. But it's pretty much that same style of bike.
Yeah. Look
And
at
it
that.
had a slick tire on the back there.
Yeah.
That's close to the one I remember, but the frame wasn't as long. It was maybe the wheels were a little closer together. But the way the seat's propped up, it looks like it's set up for a very tall person.
Well, I'm sure like it's a barn find there, but
Yeah.
it probably
I'd
grown
say
up may have been riding it.
I'd say somebody's done some work on that one.
Yeah, I think the reason it reminded me of a chopper is that extended sissy bar, you know, and stuff, and then kind of the rake a little bit. And but yeah, those fenders, man, those are like metal, shiny metal, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a Western Octo Buzz bike, which was close to that, but it had the regular handlebars and no gear shift brake lever. But I had that thing for years, and to this day, I don't remember what happened to it.
Wow. Well, we had one when my kids growing up. Of course, they had like the, you know, some newer style bikes, you know, in the '90s, and up in front of my dad's garage, he has a garage and body shop. Anyway, he said he pulled in the garage one morning, and there's this bicycle out there in the ditch. So he went out there and got it and pushed it up and leaned it up in front of the garage, you know, thinking, well, somebody lost it out of the back of their truck or a little kid left it, you know, they'll be able to see it and they'll come back and get it, you know. And that thing sat there and nobody ever come back. And it's in good shape. It had the banana seat, the sissy bar, you know, actual metal fenders, you know, all that stuff. And anyway, I was up there one day and he goes, "Your kids want that bike?" He said, "It's been sitting out here for 2 weeks. Nobody's come back and got it." I said, "Well, I doubt my kids will ride it. You know, they got the newer style bikes. You know, this definitely was an older bike." I said, "But I'll take it home and, you know, maybe they'll ride it." I took it home. Not only my kids, but every kid in the neighborhood fought over riding that bicycle. They said, because the way the handlebars were in the seat, and they said it rode smoother, it was easier to ride. And I was like, guys, this is like stuff we grew up on. I can't believe you guys are fighting and arguing over who's going to ride that old bicycle. And I still have it.
You know, I at one time I was cleaning out the house, and I took some of the kids' old bikes that'd been left out in the rain. They was rusted a little bit and stuff. I took them out to the transfer station, what some people might call a dump, is transfer station. And the old boy who ran it, when I pulled up on the scale, he said, take those bicycles over there and you'll see a bunch of bicycles over by the shed out back. He said, put them over there. I said, they aren't any good. What do you do with them? He said, well, the Lions Club takes those and fixes them up and gives them to kids that can't afford bicycles and stuff
Oh,
like
cool.
that. So, yeah, a lot of communities will recycle stuff like that for you.
That is really neat.
Yeah, for, kids that just parents don't have any money or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember my first bicycle, because we didn't have like the little bicycles back then. You got a full grown bicycle, to start off with. And I never forget this. This dude was purple, had a purple banana seat with a sissy bar on it. And yeah, I crashed that bike many times trying to learn how to ride it. But Jesus, like I couldn't touch the ground on it. You had to like jump off of it to stop it, or whatever. But yeah. Good night, Michael. Hope you get feeling better, buddy. Well, I think we're gonna wind this show down. And first of all, I want to thank all the VIPs. They're scrolling across the bottom. Appreciate you, and thank you for sponsoring these giveaways and stuff. You guys really help me and Ames out, from that support, and really do appreciate y'all very, very much. And if you are new to her as a VIP, we do a VIP live on Tuesday nights, 8:30, and then also I try pretty much every week on a Wednesday, roughly, to put out just a different video for the VIPs, something that's not on my regular channel. And so, anyway, I sure appreciate you guys very much. And there's Ron, he threw up a member for 6 months. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, and that's another thing. If you're a paid member for 6 months, you will receive the I don't know, where is it? Hang on, give me 1 second. My granddaughter's here the other night playing with a bunch of stuff. Oh, here it is. You will receive the VIP magnet, and so that's the only way you can get this particular logo and stuff is by being a VIP. So, anyway, appreciate you guys so much. We'll go around the room and find out what everybody's got coming up. So, Garage Guy, we'll just start down with you, buddy. Work our way around the room.
All right. After I get done talking, I'm going to go ahead and get off here. I got an early morning. Earlier today, I uploaded a video, Ruger 2245 Mark IV tactical version video. Got a lot of good responses from it so far. Also, that includes the telephone call I supposedly have with Scotsman, and it was a lot of fun to make that video. It took a while for me to get it on. There'd been so much going on around here lately. And I do have 4 other videos in the can. I hope every other week I'm able to get them uploaded. But tell you what, Mike, I really miss being on here. I enjoyed it very much tonight. Great topics. Good to see all those people over in the side chat, and hope to catch y'all again next week. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, Mark. Thanks a lot, buddy, for being on here. We've been missing you. It's glad you're back on. Take care.
Catch you later.
And guys, not go over and check out Garage Guys channel. A lot of good stuff over there. Get subscribed if you're not. And so, Justin, I know you've been really busy at work. You got anything coming up?
Well, I've been really busy at work, but I think it was last week I was expecting my new oh man, my brain don't work. New tripod. I got it and it was broke. Sent it back. So I
Oh no.
So I have another one coming. I want to say it's coming on the 9th because I got something coming on the part of it coming on the 8th. It coming on the 9th, and then I got something else coming on the 10th. So hopefully this week I get next week I get my one thing that I wanted to do finished up.
Hopefully it'll have it won't be broke and have all 3 legs on it.
Well, the first one was my fault. It kind of got crunched. And the second one, it looked like it got crunched during delivery. So.
Oh, no. Dang.
But thanks for having me on tonight, though. Been a pretty great chat. Lots of good conversation, stuff to think about. And
oh, man. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate you. And
kind of praying anybody that's out there in any of these danger areas stay safe, and don't be afraid to reach out if they need any kind of help that maybe anybody can help them out with, too.
Yeah, definitely. And I meant to post these earlier, and I got so did a little research, and this seems to be a really good deal for down there. Every penny goes to these disaster, victims and stuff. And it's U.S. Veterans Corp. And also another one is convoyofhope.org. So if you're able to give, just a little bit, both of those places actually are very good about getting, every penny that you send is used to actually go help, these, people in need. So anyway. All righty. Yeah, guys, go check out Justin's page over there, his YouTube channel, and subscribe if you're not. A lot of good stuff over there. Appreciate you being on tonight, Justin. And Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies. What do you got coming up, buddy?
Hey, Hillbilly, thanks for having me on tonight. Tomorrow morning, I have our year-end Rimfire USBR competition, and we're having a cookout starting at noon. So I'm heading up early in the morning. I plan to be there about 8 o'clock. I'm going to try to shoot a couple of challenges before I start setting up for the big event, so that I got some videos to edit for this coming week. And then we'll have hot dogs starting at noon, lots of door prizes, and hopefully I have a big attendance tomorrow with a lot of shooters. So,
good. Sounds like a lot of fun getting to shoot guns and eat and door prizes.
Yep.
Heck yeah. Well, appreciate you being here, buddy. As always, go over and check out Kentucky Rimfire and Hobbies. Got a lot of really nice guns over there, and does a great job at shooting a lot of these challenges and stuff. I mean, he's really good at it. And so anyway, appreciate you being here, buddy. Go over and check him out and subscribe if you're not already. And Gizzard Gary, what do you got coming up?
Oh, the usual. I got a couple knife reviews probably coming up this next week. Got my live streams for my members. We got a live stream every Wednesday at 8 Central, 8 p.m. And then every Friday, my general public live stream, which is Foul Territory, and that's on Fridays at 9 p.m. Central on my channel. So looking forward to having everybody on there, and then whatever kind of silliness I can come up with. If you're interested in stuff that's not, gun or gear related, just regular everyday items, check out my. I also have a reviews channel called Gizzard Gary Reviews on YouTube. So check it out, and you'll see a copy of my Amazon reviews and stuff like that.
Awesome. Awesome. Good stuff, buddy.
Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. You guys go check out Gizzard Gary, subscribe, and don't miss Foul Territory on Friday nights. It comes on right after Georgia Shooting Connection. Georgia Shooting Connection's at 7 Central Time Friday nights, and then right after it ends at 9 o'clock, Foul Territory comes on with Gizzard Gary and friends, and then right after that we have G-Webs with his 2A weekly wrap-up. So, I mean, what a great way to start off your weekend. And then don't forget also that an hour before this show starts, you got Brooke Cheney's A Great Start Shooting School. Her, let's see, it's kind of changed the deal, but suicide prevention, basically. And anyway, always some great stuff there, too. So make sure you check that out an hour before this show starts. And man, oh yeah, and there's Gizzard Gary Reviews. Check that out. And anyway, guys, thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate seeing each and every one of you on Saturday nights. You guys are awesome. I'll shout out to VIPs again for what they do. Just really, really appreciate them very much too. And anyway, we'll be back here next Saturday night, 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock Eastern. And I want to remind you guys with this. Remember God, family, and country. And make somebody's day better, will you? If the good Lord's willing, the creeks don't rise, we'll be seeing you again. And real quick before I forget, is Foss having a show tonight?
I think so.
Okay. At 1 o'clock Central Time, DM Foss, he has a show, late night show, every other Saturday night. And I think tonight might be the night that he has a show.
I'm checking. Yes, he does.
All right. So go check out DM Foss later, and always a lot of fun too. So anyway, appreciate y'all, and everybody say good